Good morning to all of you. Yesterday we have seen energy bands in solids and the classification of different substances on the basis of their energy band. Conductors, insulators and semiconductors on the basis of energy bands. Mohammed, tell me what is the energy gap for silicon?
Sir, about 1.1 electron volt.
Okay, 1.1 electron volts. And for germanium, it is 0.72 electron volt. At 0 Kelvin, we have seen yesterday the energy valence bands, conduction band, and the forbidden energy. So at 0 Kelvin, semiconductor behaves like a perfect insulator. It's a common question. Because at 0 Kelvin, valence band is completely filled and the conduction band is completely empty. So no energy is available for electron to go from valence band to conduction band. So if electrons are available in the conduction band, then only the conductivity will be there. If conduction band is totally empty, there will be no conduction. So at 0 Kelvin, semiconductor behaves just like perfect insulator. Because no electron cannot find any single electron in the conduction band. If electrons are available in the conduction band, then only the conduction will take place. In conductors, especially metals, you can see that valence band overlap with conduction band. Conduction band overlap with valence band. Means some electrons are already available in the conduction band. Under electric field, they flow and produces electric current. So what is the energy gap in the case of a copper? Conduction band overlap with valence band, so energy gap is equal to 0 of the type person 1 mark may be asked. Next important point, you can see that as the temperature increases, then what will happen? So at 0 Kelvin, we have seen that semiconductor is a perfect insulator. As temperature increases, say room temperature. So electrons will get sufficient energy that is equal to the energy gap and can go from valence band to conduction band. Electron can go from a valence band to conduction band. Some electrons are then available in the conduction band. So under the electric field, they will flow and take part in the conductivity. So as temperature increases, that means you are reaching room temperature, thermal energy is sufficient for electron to go from valence band to conduction band. That energy is very less. For silicon, it is 1.1 electron volt and germanium even less, 0.7 electron volt. That much energy is available. So electron can go easily from valence band directly, conduction band will activate. Once the electrons are available in the conduction band, the conductivity. So as temperature increases, conductivity of semiconductor increases. That means the resistivity increases. So with increasing temperature, resistivity of semiconductor decreases. That means semiconductor said to possess negative value of alpha, temperature coefficient of resistivity. Resistivity decreases with increasing temperature, conductivity increases. Why conductivity increases? We have seen. So if you plot a variation of resistivity temperature of a semiconductor, it will be a graph like this. resistivity decreases with increasing temperature. So next important point, you are familiar with the elemental semiconductors. So we classify semiconductors in this group. Intrinsic semiconductor, ISC, intrinsic semiconductor. And next category we call it as extrinsic semiconductor, ESC. What does intrinsic semiconductor means? The semiconductor which are, that means silicon or germanium, if it is available in the extremely pure form. Okay, extremely pure form of semiconductor, we call it as intrinsic semiconductor. No impurity. Okay. So silicon and germanium, the extremely pure form, we call it as intrinsic semiconductor. So just now we are saying at 0 Kelvin, this semiconductor, intrinsic semiconductor is a perfect insulator, but as temperature increases. But I explained here, their conductivity increases because electron will get enough energy and they go from valence band to the conduction band. So conductivity increases. So I will make the valence band diagram for this. So that is intrinsic semiconductor. But the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor, the current available, even at room temperature or intrinsic semiconductor is very, very less, and there is no practical application. So we want to modify or increase the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor. For that we make extrinsic semiconductor. Extrinsic semiconductor means to increase the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor. We have to add certain impurities. We have to add certain impurities to the atoms. This process is called doping. You have to add impurities. So when you add impurities, the conductivity will increase. So in that there are two types of extrinsic semiconductor. One is N-type semiconductor, another is P-type semiconductor. N-type means negative and P-type means positive. So this is our classification. Semiconductor, we say intrinsic semiconductor, elemental semiconductor, extremely pure form. Their conductivity is only a function of temperature, and its conductivity is very less or not much use. So we want to modify conductivity, increase the conductivity. For that, we have to add certain impurities. Such kind of impurity atom added semiconductor is known as extrinsic semiconductor. There are two types, N-type. N stands for negative, P-type, P stands for positive. So next I'm going to explain intrinsic semiconductor and its properties on the basis of their crystal lattice structure. Okay. So intrinsic semiconductor. So a pure semiconductor which is free of every impurity is called intrinsic semiconductor. And main focus is for this conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor is only a function of temperature, and it is controlled by a number of electrons excited from valence band to the conduction. That is called intrinsic conductivity, function of temperature. So the lattice structure of germanium and silicon, they are called diamond-like structure. Each atom is surrounded by 4 nearest neighbors. And in the crystalline structure, every silicon or germanium atom tends to share one of its 4 valence electrons with each of its 4 nearest neighbors. This kind of arrangement we call it as covalent bond formation. So I am going to make a 2-dimensional representation. 2-dimensional representation of the crystal structure, where at 0 Kelvin or low temperature, where all the covalent bonds are intact. So silicon, germanium. They are making the covalent bonds two dimensional. Either you can write germanium or oxygen. The germanium, they are forming covalent bonds. They are making the covalent. So here they are sharing electrons. All bonds are intact. All bonds are intact. So we can see that dot temperature or absolute Kelvin. Dot temperature. Next, as temperature increases, what happens? Electrons are getting enough energy. Some of the covalent bonds may break, releasing electrons in the crystal lattice. So when I am drawing this diagram, same diagram, so this at 0 Kelvin, all the covalent bonds are intact because it is no kind of energy. As temperature increases, so when I say at a temperature greater than 0 Kelvin, equal to room temperature. When you are in room temperature, electron can there is enough energy and they can break the covalent bonds. And from here, the electron is released and is going outside. Site number 1, a free electron is leaving a vacancy in the crystal lattice in that covalent bond. It's a deficiency of electron, and this vacancy created has effective positive charge, and this is called a hole. It has effective positive charge. Magnitude is equal to the magnitude of electron. So electron and hole are produced in the crystal lattice in semiconductor. They are current carriers, electrons and holes. So we are showing protection of one hole here. There are so many other places also it takes. One free electron, then one hole in there. Two electrons are produced, then two holes are. That means the number of free electrons available equal to the number of holes. So this is the formation of holes in the semiconductor. So the vacancy with the effective positive charge is called a hole, and it behaves as an apparent free particle with effective positive charge. So this is the definition for the hole. So two electrons, two covalent bonds, if they break, two free electrons are there and two holes are created. So number of electrons, free electrons is equal to number of holes, or usually we say the number density. Number density of electron is equal to number density of holes in intrinsic semiconductor, and it is a function of temperature only. They are called thermally excited electrons. Energy is available from the heat. Or you can write it as Ne divided by N is equal to 1 for an intrinsic semiconductor. Many times we used Ne by N is equal to 1. Name the type of semiconductor, draw its energy band diagram at 0 Kelvin and at T greater than 0 Kelvin. Next is the movement of holes. It's an apparent positive charge. Vacancy created. This hole can shift to the other covalent bond. For example, here electrons are there. This electron can come and occupy here. Because one is positive, another is negative. So this electron come and complete this place, and the hole will be created here. Effectively, you can see that the hole is moved from site number 1 to site number. So the hole produced in the covalent bond can capture electron the nearby covalent bond and completing its space, and a hole is created in the new site. So like this, a hole can move from one place to the other. So electrons will move, so you have free electron to the crystal like this. Now this is your crystal. If you take a piece of crystal, so this is your intrinsic semiconductor, silicon or germanium. You apply electric field across at room temperature. Because of room temperature, so many volts are produced, so many free electrons are equal in number. So you can see as soon as you apply an electric field, so the electrons will be there, free electron, they accelerate towards positive potential. And the volts will be there, they will be towards negative potential, producing a current. The movement of electron produces a current, and movement of volts produces a current, that is volt current. Total current in the circuit is equal to I equals voltage. Total current will be, it is in the direction of flow of positive. Electron is moving towards left side, but the effective current will be opposite to that. Total current in the semiconductor is due to the flow of electrons and holes. I is I plus I. This is your intrinsic semiconductor. But if you measure this current, the value is extremely less and no kind of device we can derive from this. So there is no practical application of this. So that is a drawback of intrinsic semiconductor. Even at room temperature, its conductivity is very less. Conductivity is very less for intrinsic semiconductor. So no devices can be designed from them by using them. So this is an important point from the crystal structure. We are seeing how the hole is moving from one place to another place, the formation of holes, and number of holes is equal to number of electrons in the intrinsic semiconductor, and its conductivity is very less, and there is no practical application. And same thing, so hole and electron, so we'll mark in the energy band diagram. So very important, energy band diagram of intrinsic semiconductor at 0 Kelvin and at a temperature greater than 0. So that diagram we have from many times repeated. So you can visualize Ne by Nh is equal to 1. Name the type of semiconductor, draw its energy band diagram at temperature 0 Kelvin and temperature greater than 0. So this is for intrinsic semiconductor at T equal to 0 Kelvin and at T greater than 0 Kelvin. Energy band diagram. Valence band, conduction band. At 0 Kelvin, valence band is completely filled. Total electrons you can show in each energy level. Completely filled. And conduction band is so it's a perfect insulator. Conduction band is empty. Empty. This is completely filled. All covalent bonds are intact at 0 Kelvin. All are intact. So no conduction, electrons are not available. Complete conduction band is totally empty. No electron. So perfect insulator at 0 Kelvin. So we have seen this diagram there. But at T greater than 0 Kelvin, we are seeing many covalent bonds break, releasing equal number of thermally excited electrons and holes. So these free electrons will occupy the energy levels of the conduction band, and the vacancies are created in the valence. So that when the temperature is greater than 0 Kelvin. This is a valence band, this is a connection band. So some electrons, they go from here, say when they are releasing from here, a hole is created here. So you have to know the two energy levels I am marking 2 volts. Mean 4 electrons are removed from this, the covalent bonds are broken. So 4 volts I am marking. And so these electrons are reached here in the energy levels and they are sitting here. The constant electron. 4 electrons I am marking. So 4 volts I have to show here in this diagram. Any number you can show, no problem. That much volts and that much number of electrons. The number of electrons is equal to the number of. This number of electrons in the conduction band, that is equal to number of volts. And only electrons will be there in the conduction band. From here, valence band, the electron will go and sit there. 4 are going conduction band, 4 seats are vacant. Vacant seats are represented by 2. So N is equal to N. Number of electrons in the conduction band is equal to number of holes in the valence band in intrinsic semiconductor. So this is the energy level diagram, energy band diagram. Usually this is very important, this will be not the crystal structure. So this is very important. The number of electrons in the conduction band, that is equal to number of electrons in the valence band. So this is very important one. Where energy band diagram for intrinsic semiconductor at 0 Kelvin and at a temperature at 0. N equal to N, and their conductivity has no importance, it's very less and no practical. Next is, what is extrinsic semiconductor? ESSC, extrinsic semiconductor. So intrinsic semiconductors conductivity is very less. So we don't have devices to design, no applications. So to increase the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor, we have to add certain impurities. This is for improving or increasing its conductivity. Such kind of impurity atom added semiconductor is known as extrinsic semiconductor. And in that there are 2 types, N type and P type, that is depending upon the type of impurity atom. The impurity atom that you are adding, they are known as dopants. And the process is called doping. Again, the process is called doping. So we have to add impurity atom, but it is a very deliberate process and a desirable impurity, not any kind of proportion we cannot mix. When you add any outside atom, that should not disturb the crystal lattice. Is equal to a disturbance nuance. So we are adding impurity atom, we are known as dopants, and the doping is a very deliberate additional impurities and very suitable, desirable impurity atom you add. Because, and there are certain conditions for that. So what are extrinsic semiconductor? Means impurity atom added, dopant atom added to intrinsic semiconductor for increasing, modifying its conductivity is called extrinsic semiconductor. The process of adding impurity is called doping. So there is a proper proportion for adding and mixing and for desirable. Any dopant atom, impurity atom you cannot add. So what is the process of doping? So doping means it is a deliberate addition of desirable impurity to intrinsic semiconductor to modify to increase its conductivity. That is known as. So when you are adding impurity atom, the impurity atom will replace semiconductor atom on the crystal lattice, and it should not distort the crystal lattice. So size of the impurity atom dopant should be almost same size of the semiconductor atom. That is the first condition. So lattice defects नहीं होना चाहिए. And any proportion में mix नहीं कर सकता. One impurity atom per million. One impurity atom per million. 1 ppm. 2 ppm. So this kind of addition we can use. So 1 impurity atom per million of semiconductor atom, or 2 also you can, no problem. So proper addition होना चाहिए, not any kind of mixing. Desirable impurity. Deliberate addition. 1 per million, 2 per million. So the condition is that main point, the size of the dopant and the semiconductor atom should be almost same, so that we should not make any kind of that distortion. There are two types of impurity atom that we have used to add. One is pentavalent impurities, dopant atoms, pentavalent impurities, 5 valence electrons, and trivalent impurities, 3 valence electrons. It's very important. So dopant atoms and doping process. So impurity atom added. Dopants are also known as impurity. There are 2 types in which we can add pentavalent. 5 valence electron and trivalent. And pentavalent impurity atom, which one we select for doping? Desirable addition. Pentavalent impurity. First one we take it as antimony, arsenic, bismuth, and phosphorus. These are the selected one. Okay. Antimony, bismuth, and phosphorus. Yeah, you ought to remember this value. Arsenic also, antimony, bismuth. ये preferred. ये इक्वेशन याद, 4 एग्जाम्पल है पेंटावलेंट इम्प्यूरिटी के लिए. एंटीमनी, बिस्मथ, arsenic, phosphorus are the examples of pentavalent impurity. Trivalent impurity, indium, gallium, boron, aluminium. All of you have to remember this for examples, right? And learn this for example. Pentavalent impurity, not any. Antimony, bismuth, arsenic, phosphorus, trivalent impurity, indium, gallium, boron, aluminium. So they match, their size matches. Crystal structure को कोई problem नहीं होगा semiconductor. Okay, after 10 minutes, I will continue the second class. You can join me after 10 minutes. Thank you.